Hey guys, today is another Who Would Win fight, and I got a really good suggestion in the comments. So today it's who would win between Black Widow and Talia Al Ghul. As you all know, Talia and Black Widow aren't very different because they're both assassins in a way, but they both have different qualities. So we're just gonna go into Black Widow. Black Widow, as a lot of you guys know, I'll give you more of like the movie, I guess, history of her, because I guess that's what a lot of you probably know more so than the comic books, even though they're really not that far from each other. As you guys know, in Age of Ultron, they gave a little bit of a backstory to her, and she was raised in this facility that pretty much just groomed her to be an assassin. They groomed her to be an assassin. They groomed her to be a killer. They groomed her to be exactly what they needed her to be. But the thing is, she eventually ended up becoming a part of the Avengers, which is technically her being a good guy, but at the same time, she does kind of battle with that inner monster that she always says that she has inside of herself. But she is skilled in hand-to-hand combat, in guns, in knives. She is a very valuable asset to the Avengers. But would she take on Talia? That's the question. Talia is a little different because Talia comes from a very long line of assassins. She comes from the League of Shadows. Now, the League of Shadows is probably one of the grandest assassin organizations that ever lived, and her father is obviously Ra's al Ghul. Now, the thing that I think Talia has over Black Widow is she has access to the Lazarus Pit. Now, for you guys that don't know, the Lazarus Pit is actually what Ra's al Ghul has been using for the last 6 centuries, I believe, to live, because it could completely repair a body even when it's... you can do it when it's dead, but we kind of saw under the Red Hood what happens with that, aka cough cough Jason Todd, cough cough Red Hood, but you can repair a body even if it's dead. Now, that's something that Talia has over her, as well as being a very skilled assassin. I mean, she's one of the most deadliest people in the world. She's even conned Batman. She drugged Batman and raped him. And now they have a child. How do you drug and rape Batman? That immediately gives you like so much more street cred. But you gotta remember, Black Widow also works with some of the greatest superheroes in the world, like Captain America and Iron Man and Hawkeye and all of these people. So she can't be useless. But my question is, how do you effectively choose between two assassins? That's the question. And we're gonna get into who I think would win. Who I think would win. It's so hard to choose, because like I said, you have Black Widow and Talia Al Ghul, who both have very similar qualities, because they're both very, like, Talia is amazing in hand-to-hand combat, so is Black Widow. I don't know why I thought of Scarlet Witch for a second, but Black Widow, because even in, you could see in Age of Ultron, in the couple of fight scenes that she has, she's at the same level as the Avengers, so she's really not like just a human that can do this. She runs with them at the same pace almost. So that's how I feel like. And with Talia, the only reason with Talia that I give her a little more power is because she's not using it for good, and I feel like she would be more inclined to kill than Black Widow would, which probably doesn't make sense, but let me explain. I feel like, yes, Black Widow was trained to be a killer. Yes, she was trained to be an assassin. Yes, this is all she knows. But from the moment that she had kind of met the Avengers and joined with them, you can see more of a humanity in her, to where I feel like she would hesitate. She would hesitate. Like, I feel like she would dominate the actual fight, because I feel like Talia's rage and Talia's thirst just for winning would block her judgment. And I feel like Black Widow would definitely dominate the hand-to-hand combat when it actually came to the fight. But I feel like when it came down to who would actually win, I feel like Talia would take that, only because I feel like Talia wouldn't hesitate to kill her. That's the only difference, because I feel like deep down inside of Black Widow, she's gonna hesitate because of the people that she's surrounding herself with now, and the people that she's trying to not fit in, but trying to blend in with. I feel like she would hesitate a lot more, and she would have that humanity inside her, where Talia, there is no room for error. There is no room for hesitation. If you plan to kill someone, you do not stop until you kill them. And I mean, I've seen movies with Talia in it, and I've seen comic books with her in it, and I've seen cartoons with her in it, and she's one of the deadliest people that's usually in the storyline if she's a part of it. Like I said, she's managed to con Batman, drug him, and pretty much rape him into having a child. So I feel like with Talia, once she sets out to do it, she's gonna do it. Whereas with Black Widow, I feel like she would definitely dominate the fight itself. She would definitely dominate the fight. I feel like throughout the fight, you would have your money on her, because Talia would fight with blind rage, and I think, and just pure determination, and kind of a cockiness, because Talia has a bit of a cockiness where she thinks no one can beat her. So she would be fighting with that, and I feel like Black Widow would fight more with skill and more stealth, and she would think it through more. But I think at the very end of the fight, when it came down to who's gonna kill who, I think Talia would definitely win in that aspect, because I feel like she wouldn't hesitate. I feel like Black Widow would have the opportunity, and she'd be right there, and she would look at her, and she would rather take her in and have her arrested. Whereas Talia is just like, fuck that, I'm gonna kill you, and that's gonna be the end of that. That's where I really think Talia would triumph in a fight between the two. Okay guys, so the victor today is Talia Al Ghul, just for the sake of, in that last moment when Black Widow is hesitating, I think Talia would definitely take the moment, and she would do it, and that would be the end of that. And leave me some comments down below on who you think would win and why, and if you disagree or agree or whatever, just, you know, give me some opinions. Also, thumb up and subscribe. I post videos every single weekday, and I know I wasn't here yesterday. I'm sorry. I was hot, I was tired, I felt like being lazy, and I had an Amazon package come in, so I kind of wanted to watch my videos that came in when I got home. I'll show you them though, so you know I'm not lying. I got John Wick and I got Man of Tai Chi. I was so excited. I watched them last night. They were really good. Check them out. But yeah, post videos every single weekday. I love you, nerd fuckers, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. I don't really know if I am going to do my Ask Harley this week, only because I've been really, like, congested and nasally and phlegmy, as you can hear from the weather. So I don't really know if I'm going to do my Ask Harley tomorrow, only because I don't know how this sinus situation is gonna end up. So if not, don't hate me. I will still do my rewatchability review on Friday. But if I don't do Harley, it's really just because, you know, sinus wise, it's not gonna work. But I do love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe, hopefully I see you. But